This is Calvin Castine. We're at the 2007 version of the Northern Adirondack FFA Ag Show. It's a little fitting and showmanship going on in the ring right now. We're behind a speaker here that I guess is kind of pointed so that the people in the staging area can hear what's going on. I have a young fellow with a looks like a Holstein, and a young lady with, that's probably an Asher. These are 12 and 13-year-olds. It's Allison Goss and Tyler Nephew. And looks like a relatively small crew this year that's going to be showing. There are two more categories. A judge is looking over closely, looking for cleanliness and trimming, how the heifers are prepared. Not sure if we need more light here or what the status is there. That might help a little bit. The sun's just barely peeking out. When we left home it was 44.5 degrees. Checking everywhere for cleanliness, I guess. Trimming and cleanliness and how they show the animal, how they hold that animal to the position of the judge, or what's happening here. North Star Farm. I guess you can advertise as long as it's you're not saying Coca-Cola or something on your shirt. A little cool. Even though the sun is starting to peek out, it's a slight breeze here. Slight breeze and temperature in no more than the low 40s, mid 40s. And we have the lady in charge over here with us right now. And first of all, as we do every year, give us your name.
Katrina Ellis.
And Katrina, this is what, your third, fourth year?
My third year.
Third year, yes. And I have to remind you last year that great escape that took place in your first year.
Yeah, that was something, I'll tell you.
Your first year, and then a young heifer, or actually a big heifer, took off.
Yeah.
And took about 2 weeks to find, is what I...
Yeah, around May 30th they found it. Yep.
And you're probably saying at one point, I'll never do this again.
No, that just adds to the fun and the excitement. And, you're working with kids, things are going to happen, but these kids are good kids, and they help, and we pull us together, and we always have a good year, one way or the other.
And when an 1,100-pound animal decides it wants to go somewhere, you ain't going to stop it.
You're not going to stop it. That's right. So you do have some challenges with that, but for the most part, these kids work long and hard hours of fitting and showing and grooming and taking care of these animals. So for the most part, in the long run, they're usually pretty tame animals.
Yes, but this time of the year they haven't been outside very much, the animals, and I know when we used to let our heifers out in the springtime, the first thing they'd want to do is run right through that American wire fence.
That's true. So that's why it takes a few weeks before the show for them to bring them out and get that spunkiness out of them, and that winter retreat. Just like our kids, when spring comes, they all want to be outdoors. So
yeah. Same thing with the heifers. Just let me pause just for a moment here. Okay, we're not too far from Rushton, Moira here, and I see your judge's name is Moira Poitras. She's from Massachusetts. How'd you get a hold of her?
She's a formerly from Malone, New York. She's part of the Turney farm. They have registered jerseys down in Malone, and that's how I ended up kind of getting her to come up and enjoy the day and do our judging for us.
Okay, that's got to be one of the first things you have to look for is to get a qualified judge. Now, in addition to the showing, what else happens today? What are the other activities?
We've got Bossy Bingo. We've got some games for the kids. We've got face painting and pin the tail on the cow and a concession stand and a dunking booth. Even though we've got enough water, it seems like they still want to do a dunking booth, which is fine. I was worried about the cold, but we've got a beautiful day, and hopefully the rain will hold off for us.
Yeah, I thought the rain was supposed to be not happening right now, not till later in the day, and I watched two local channels this morning, and they both gave the same forecast. And what we're seeing right now is not their forecast.
And that's okay. We're happy with the unpredicted forecast. So.
Okay. How is your youth? I think we usually see some younger ones involved. 12, 13. Do you have any younger ones in that there? Usually I see some younger ones in that.
We actually have, this is our youngest class currently going on. They're my 12, 13-year-olds. And I do have younger kids than that participating. Not this year as far as the cattle show, but in the FFA shop, there's some chickens and rabbits and guinea pigs and things like that are basically our 5th grade bring in. So I do have a lot of younger participation, just maybe not so much this year in the dairy cattle.
Okay, and no beef this year, right?
No, we don't have any beef this year. The beef farmers all had something else to do and didn't have a chance to get their animals ready for one reason or another. So they decided not to have the beef show, and so we have a dairy show.
Okay, we got coming up next. We've got the senior showmanship and then the master showmanship.
Correct, and then we'll have an overall showmanship.
Okay, we'll be looking forward to that.
Excellent, thank you.
Thanks.
Let's give our juniors a round
We're
of
going to take this now
today.
to move our camera over a bit so we can see both of them.
I'm going to go with the young man here with the older Holstein heifer. He's just more observant to me at all times around the ring. He's much quicker at his setup, and he's setting up trying to set up those legs correctly for me at all times. I do admit the young lady here in second, she did a very beautiful job getting her animal clean. Those ears are immaculate. There's little things like the tail could be a little less stained, but this animal is very clean today, especially for kids that haven't been able to wash their animals. Thank you.
There you have it. Nephew first and Goss second. Next up, this is the 12-13. We have the 14-15-year-olds coming up right now.
Senior showmanship, please enter the ring.
All right, senior showmanship is what it's called. 14-15-year-old senior showmanship. And then we have I think it was called master showmanship. Excuse us as we try to position our camera that position of the I just heard somebody get dunked, and boy, I don't think I want to get dunked today. Position of that speaker is right in front of where we usually point our cameras, so we'll try to work around it. Looks like there are at least 3 in this category. We will try to find out who is who.
Class complete.
There's 4. 3 ladies and a guy. Sounds like a movie, huh? And tough to keep our lighting where we need it. It's shady underneath the tent as it's supposed to be, and light beyond the tent. And our camera likes to adapt to the light, and the kids are wearing white clothes, so it's a challenge, shall we say. Not sure if this is improved or not, but we have made some adjustments on our camera. Hopefully our color is a little truer. Can't always tell out here in the field. And we are almost in the field here. Can always tell out in the field if there was a rowdy heifer. If the color will what it'll look like on a TV screen. We'll get the participants' names here and try to pass that along to you. I was so excited to get the names that I didn't even pick up my microphone. Shelby LeDuc is first, and as the ladies in the booth were telling me who's who, she said the next one, the cow that's pooping, that's Kristen Normandin, because her cow was pooping at the moment. And then we have Michelle Silver over that away, and the young fellow in the background at the moment is Brandon Tremblay. So starting right here, we have Normandin, Silver, Tremblay, and LeDuc behind
There will be
that.
showmanship class. The first place
That's got to be a cow. It doesn't look like a springing heifer. That's a cow. So try to remember that. I'm going to try to do it without my sheet, which I have returned to the booth. LeDuc, Normandin, Silver, and Tremblay. Judge Poitras is an ear checker. And checks other places too. These heifers here look like they could almost be twins, huh? A lot of Ashiers in today's event. All four here are red and whites, and I only saw one Holstein, and they actually 1 out of 2 in that first category. Other activities, the elementary kids are brought out here throughout the day. Let me tell you, this young lady here is a lot tougher than I am, sitting out there with a tank top. Looks like she's a sketcher here. Looks like she's drawing pictures of them. But public is invited. I have some of the elementary students wandering around at the moment. High school students are invited out here when they have free periods. There's barbecue going on. The Duncan booth is over that away. And a lot of folks are lined up at that Duncan booth. Whoever is the donkey must be a popular subject. There are some bleachers set up for some of the spectators. The judge is continuing to evaluate. Every judge that we have bumped into over the years, either here at the NAC Fair or at the Clinton County Fair, have all been very serious about their jobs. They are certainly all individuals who have shown in the past, and they want to make sure, whoa, look out. They Bronco wrestling will take place this afternoon. Heifer decided she wanted to take a nap right now. That's always one of the fun parts of this, is you come out here and you are being judged by your animal, and often a judge will have people switch animals just to see if they have better luck with somebody else's animal. A cow or a heifer could be just having a bad day, and you're trying to show it out here, and it just doesn't cooperate. So since the judging here is actually supposed to be on the human part of this tandem, the judge will often have them switch. Now later on, in the part we will not cover, they will judge the animals. But right now, this is a showmanship judging, and the kids are being judged on their showmanship. That showmanship includes, here she's having this girl switch here, and everybody I think will end up switching, and it's tough when you get out here and the animal won't cooperate. So the people who are holding the animals are the ones who are being judged, not the animals themselves, but the animals' appearance. The appearance of the animals are what the show person is being judged on. So how they prepared that animal. Their animal could just be a bad specimen, but how well they present that bad specimen is what they're being judged on. So how they show that animal is what the judging is all about. But of course, if you were to choose a sway-backed animal to come out here and try to show, the judge might take points off for your total, because as a showman you're supposed to have an animal that looks good out there. And of course, when you've had an older animal here with an udder, and the others are heifers, that's also a factor, and the judge has to weigh all that. Look out, look out, look out. Fortunately, we haven't seen any injuries in the years we've been covering this, and we must have been covering this for close to 20 years. And of course, for most of those years it was Homer Bushy, and he retired a few years ago to his farm on the Hayford Road. Now he's a gentleman farmer. You see this guy here, he's got his eye on the judge, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're susceptible to being judged at all times, much like it is in the real world. So you must keep your eye on the judge and have your animal presented so that it looks its best from the judge's view. And as the judge moves, you adjust your animal. She's lining them up. I don't know if she, obviously they haven't gone back to their original animal, so I don't think she's ready to make any choices right now. They are lined up We struggle to get a position here. We're going to move our camera again. Alright, Silver, Normandin, Tremblay, Leduc is how they're lined up at the moment here. Normandin is coming out. Sometimes the judge will line them up just to see how they react. And of course they don't know, they were all busy when the first category was being done. So they actually don't know where number 1 is and where number 2 is as far as number 3 and 4. So they don't know which direction they are heading. Let's see, she is walking around the ring again. They're both walking around. And she's gonna keep going. 6 laps around, first one around, wins 6 times wins, I guess. Up, there we go. Now they're not quite in a line here. She's starting to talk to him, so she may have made her decision. And oops. And she may have made her decision. They're not quite in a line, a row here. I think she'd like to see them lined up better, but I'm not sure that bigger animal could back up without knocking a tent down. There's a pole in back of her. During one of my pauses, I went and got my winter coat, and when I was coming back into position here, Don McNeil was chuckling at me, and I said, I'm ready for Ellenburg now. He says, you should have been here yesterday with some of the vehicles coming through town here had 2 inches of snow on them. So this is the, oh, what is this? This is the, I think it's the 18th, it might be the 17th day of May 2007. It's Friday. And yesterday, in higher elevations, including Line Mountain and parts of Ellenburg, I believe, maybe Ellenburg Center area, Cherubusco probably, they had snow accumulation. Temperature overnight at my home has been in the mid to low 30s, not getting close no more than about 35 degrees, no lower than that, but still a little cooler than you would think of when you're thinking of the mid part of May. And a week ago we were in the 80s. So like most years, the weather is up and down. Just that we seem to remember the good weather and push that bad weather to the back of our memories. I'm just gonna try to line them up again here. It's like a Chinese fire drill. That big one is the problem here. You gotta line up so I can put my cow out here. Whoops. She is ready. Oh, listen in.
Give our seniors a big round of applause today.
These are 14 and 15-year-olds.
This is This is a tough class today for me. We have some kids that are very good showmen. We have different things that I look for. A couple of things I told them about that I like to see. Some of them went ahead and did it when I gave them another chance. Others were still a little slower than I like. One of the things I'm looking for in showmanship is if I call you into place, I want you to move. Find the shortest distance to get into the middle of the ring. I don't need you dilly-dallying. I don't need you to keep showing the animal off. I've already told you where I want you. I need you to move. One of the things I like to see, which these two young ladies here in first and second have done a tremendous job on, is showing them the head carriage on the head, stepping aside, showing off that animal to their best ability. I started with the lady with the heifer here in first. It's a close placing I find with first and second, but the young lady here in first, she's a little quicker in the halter. I know our heifer is giving her a little harder time. Of course, this cow is a hard cow to show as well. But she knew how to do the figure eight that I was asking for in the showmanship class, and that's really what divided these two girls. Both of them are extremely quick on the halter. They know what you want. They have ease on the halter. They're both smiling, and they're enjoying themselves while they're showing, even while their animals are still giving them a hard time. The heifer in first, I asked her if she had another 20 minutes what she would do to get this heifer ready a little bit more. And she talked about the cleanliness of the thighs and things of that nature, and that's definitely where I'd hit her on today, is that animal should be a lot cleaner, especially in your senior showman. The cow here in second, she does an excellent job with this cow. It's a cow that's not, it's hard to show cows today, especially coming in from springtime. But she did a really good job. This cow is very clean, she's very alert, very attentive, and sets up extremely well. This young lady here in third and the young man in fourth, again, another close placing between these two showmen. Both of these guys, I wish they were a little quicker and a little more accurate on the setup of their rear feet, in particular on their animals. There's times when they're definitely paying attention to me, but their animals have stepped forward and they're not noticing. But they both do a nice job on the halter. They're showing off some presence to the head and paying attention to me at all times. Thank you.
We'll listen for the official announcement of the names.
Senior showmanship, first place, Michelle Silver. Second, Christian Normandin. Third, Shelby LeDuc. And fourth, Brandon Trombley.
Okay.
Master showmanship, please enter the ring.
Okay. Silver, Normandin, LeDuc, and Trombley, I think is how it ended up. Now we have the Master Showman. Master Showman, we have Danielle McNeil,
Class complete.
Beth Trombley, Miranda Kaye, and Michael Combs is kind of hid behind the speaker at the moment. Oop, looks like Mr. Coons is losing this battle.
A reminder to all students who are on restriction, you may not attend the school fair. That's all students on restriction, you may not attend the school fair. Morgan Combs, please see the nurse. Morgan Combs.
Okay, KA coming over here, switching with Trombley. Looks like we have one brown Swiss in the mix today.
Josh Knight, return to French class immediately. Josh Knight.
Danielle McNeil will switch with Trombley. And what you're supposed to do when you approach, go around, check the animal, make sure it's set properly, and we've seen judges at the county fair pick up a little sawdust and drop it on the heifer or the cow. See if the new person will come along and spot that and dust it off. I would guess, I don't want to be critical here, but just to point out things, having your shirt tail hanging out is not going to get points with the judge. It's putting you at a disadvantage to begin with when you're out here being judged as the showman. So in addition to your animal, you should just tuck in your shirt and look as neat as you can look. And judges over the past have looked under the tails, but also at the fluffy end of the tail here. What's happening?
There's a lot going on today. We've got the master showman in the ring at this point, and I believe this is probably going to be her second hardest class of the day to judge. I believe the last class was a hard class for her to judge, but I think this one's going to be the second hardest. We've got two girls that have shown since they were in 5th grade, and then we've got a young boy that's shown for probably 4 or 5 years, and a young lady on the far side, Beth, that's showed for a couple years here at school fair. But some of these kids have competed in higher classes than just the school fair, so they have a little bit more experience under their belt, and I think she's having a hard time distinguishing who's going to be the first and second place of this class.
And she can give out more than one blue ribbon. You can finish third and still get a blue ribbon. Correct.
We do it on the Danish system, so if she feels that somebody is even though they're in second place but has done just as much work and has done an outstanding job, we still give them the blue ribbon. And then for our banquet, which is June 1st, we have trophies and plaques that we hand out to the kids that have placed first in most of the classes, and for your championship classes and for your first place showmanships. So we don't give them out today just because we don't want them to get broke and things like that. So we give them out at our banquet, which is June 1st at 6:30.
Okay. That sounds like an invitation.
It sure is.
I will make every effort to be here.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Last year, and we raced down from an NAC playoff softball game and got here with the banquet underway, as I recall. It had just started, and one of the officers was on the softball team, and she was racing down also. Actually, they must have set up a curtain in the back seat of their car, because she arrived here and was in suitable attire very quickly after arriving. So the two that Miss Ellis was talking about, the two long-standing veterans, are Miranda Kaye here and Danielle McNeil. They have competed against each other on a friendly basis for a long time, I believe. I don't know if Miranda's a senior yet. They're in that junior-senior area as far as school standings. Obviously, junior, senior, and master showman here are all different categories. Nothing to do with where you are in 11th or 12th grade. And if you don't like my version of all this, go see Martha K.A. She'll have tapes available. Looks like Don McNeil has found the chuck wagon. We mentioned from time to time that several years back during this fair, it was one of our first hot sunny days, and we had shown up without a cap, and Don rescued us by loaning us a cap to put on our head. Otherwise, we were looking like something that would be suitable for a Red Lobster ad. We were getting severely burned, and he saved the day for us that day. So he is lining them up at the moment as soon as Coons gets his way around that center pole here. I don't know why she's lining them up around that pole. She says she wants the kids to get out there right away and not circle around. Well, don't get them next to the pole. They might be able to do that a little quicker. But you got Miranda Kaye, you got Coons, you got Trombley, then you got McNeil. I would say she's not ready to make her announcement yet. She's just seeing how they do when she lines them up here. Oops. Looks like the brown Swiss wants to get out of line. She has lined them up, and it looks like McNeil, Trombley, Kaye, and Coons. Whoops. Looks like Danielle's animal wants to celebrate.
Round of applause. This is another tough class. We have a lot of good showmen here. These young ladies are a tough group of showmen. It'd definitely be nice group to see them out at some of the other shows and showing some animals. I started the class today with this lady with the Asher heifer. She just does a tremendous job on this heifer. She has a lot of presence, a lot of ease on the halter. She's very quick on her setup. When switching animals, she did an excellent job moving to the other animals, being extremely quick about it and taking the halter. And also did an extremely good job when leading both the red and white cow as well as the brown Swiss cow. She got their heads up there, and she had them looking better than they probably did with their own showman. This is what takes this lady to the top today. The young lady here in second with this beautiful red and white cow, she does a tremendous job as well. There's things with the presence on the halter, stepping aside so I can see the animal's head down her top line. Little things like that I need her to work on. She did a good job answering the questions I asked today on her cow and things on if you had a few more minutes to get ready, things of that nature, what would you change about your cow, etc. Did a very good job on answering questions. The young lady here in third with the Swiss cow does a good job as well. Not quite as quick and not quite as much present on the halter as the young lady here in second. But another young lady that does a tremendous job showing. Young man here in fourth, I talked to him about setting up his rear cow's feet more correctly. When he's on the outside of the ring, I need that front leg forward because he's on a cow, not a heifer. But he does a good job. He's watching me. He's paying attention. And this cow leads tremendously for him. She's very calm. She's probably the calmest cow out here today. And that's a great effort on his part. Thank you.
Okay, there you have it.
Master Showman, first place, Danielle McNeil. Second, Beth Trombley. Third, Miranda Kaye. And fourth, Michael Coons. With the first place showman of each class now enter the ring for overall showmanship.
All right, overall showmanship. The first three finishers will come in from the first finishers from each of the three categories, I should say. Look out, Michelle Silver's heifer, the calf there, wants to go for a little run. Tyler Nephew, Michelle Silver, and Danielle McNeil are out there. Look out. As I was telling Miss Ellis back when I was growing up on the farm, in the spring of the year, you let the calves out about that size right there, and they'd run out, kick up their heels, and keep running till they ran into a fence. They didn't know nothing about fences. They'd been tied up all their lives, or just about all their lives, and you get out in the spring of the year, and they wanted to kick up their heels. And there's a smell of green grass in the air. These animals want to get out there and enjoy themselves. So these are the three previous categories: junior showman, senior showman, and master showman. Winners of each category. Now they're competing. And she may or may not have them line up even. She may just make her choice without lining them up. We've seen judges come out here and spend about 30 seconds and already know that that master showman was going to be the one that they were going to show. That was going to be the winner. Either she has lined them up backwards or, or she gave the young fella the first place
For Grand
nod.
champion showman today, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this class, just for the simple fact that I think we have this really good young junior showman, we have a really good senior showman. Unfortunately, our heifer doesn't want to behave at this time, so it makes it very hard to show off her tremendous showing capabilities. I am going to go with the lady here that was in the master showmanship class today. This heifer and her, they for the most part walk out like 2 peas in a pod. She does a tremendous job on the halter, has excellent poise on the halter, and ease on the halter as well. I think this young lady here as a senior showman on the right day could definitely rival this young lady here that's going to win Grand Champion Showman today. I also think it would have been nice to see the lady that was second in their Master Showmanship class out today and see if she made some changes from what we had talked about during the showmanship class to see if she could also rival this young lady who's going to win Grand today. But again, this lady with the Asher heifer does a tremendous job on the halter. Thank you.
Danielle McNeil, Grand Master Showman for the 2007 NAC Lookout 2007 NAC
For all
Ag
the
Fair.
first place showmanship and the overall showmanship, you will receive your plaque at banquet, just to let you know.
Look out here, this race is not over yet there.
Overall showman, Danielle McNeil.
Danielle McNeil's heifer is in a celebratory mood there. She just wants to run out and
Confirmation classes
celebrate.
will begin now.
A lot of student activity, something that everybody in the school looks forward to, whether they're in the FFA program or the Ag classes or not. Everybody looks forward to this day at Northern Adirondack, and why not? It's a festive atmosphere,
Class complete.
a great day to enjoy the experience and enjoy your schoolmates.
Tremendous calf, very straight line, exhibits a lot of depth to her ribs, walking on a pretty good set.
Following the
heifer that you definitely like to see some more competition
showmanship,
for. Thank
it's
you.
they now judge the cattle. Everybody wants to run today. It's a runny kind of day. Danielle's going to get her exercise in today.
Fall calf brown Swiss on deck. Winter calf red and white Holstein, please enter ring.
So there are different categories. We don't usually tape this part, but the next category after this one, I think, is the one that's supposed to have a surprise entry in it. They have winter calves, fall calves. I don't know if they have any spring calves, maybe yearlings. And each breed, if there's a Holstein, fine. If they're Ashers or whatever.
Michael, please bring his red and white.
I guess these are red and white Holsteins, not Ashers. Holsteins, so you normally think of as black and white. The black and white emblem has become very popular over the years, whether it's computers or just different products that carry a black and white, gives you that farm motif. In this case, it's a red and white.
The heifer that could definitely withstand some competition. She's a really super dairy calf. She's very straight in her lines, and a lot of deep body. And I'd definitely like to see more competition for her because I think she will do well this show season.
With fall calf brown Swiss, please enter ring.
All right, fall calf brown Swiss. I believe this is the one that's got a surprise entry in
Fall
it.
calf Holstein on deck.
Fall calf brown Swiss. There's the instigator, Don McNeil, there with the surprise entry. There's your typical brown Swiss. And there's Don McNeil's version of a brown Swiss. He doesn't know a jackass from a brown Swiss, I guess. A new dimension to the dairy show here.
Mary Manor is showing Pedro the donkey.
Pedro the donkey. My grandson Caleb, watching Shrek, said, "Are there such things as ogres?" I said, "No." He says, "Are there such thing as donkeys?" I said, "Oh yeah." Well, come on, she's hiding the donkey here. We can't see the donkey. Nothing worse than hiding your donkey.
The brown Swiss small calf class today, I think we have a handy winner in this class over the donkey. Anyways, we got a really low red October calf here. Again, another calf that definitely can stand some more competition. She's got a lot of depth, a lot of straightness of line. Just a really powerful brown Swiss calf. Thank you.
There's the winner, and there's the second place right there. There's the second place finisher in the dairy show.
All past Goldstein, please enter in.
We'll take a few moments to look around and check out some of the pens, and in some cases, check out what people are carrying around. You can't quite see it, but this fellow's got a chicken. There it is. Looks like a rooster. Me and my pet rooster. Hi. It's probably the highlight of their day here, waving at the camera. Got some goats. Everybody loves goats. Remember, this is open to the public, so you're allowed to bring the kids and the grandkids in for a tour. Over this way, we have a young calf being groomed. And those two girls saw which way the camera pointed and just happened to be heading in that direction. Couple of tents set up here in the parking lot, near the parking lot.
No, when the little kids are done, I'm going back over there.
Goats of all sizes here today. Goats are suddenly very popular. Like a billy goat behind the over there. And there is the donkey. Finished second in the Holstein show. I mean, excuse me, in the brown Swiss show.
What's that one's name? Lily.
Another typical day at school here for these kids. This is not a commercial for insurance. So you got ducks. You've got a very small chicken. Not sure if that's a banty or what. More ducks, more chickens.
Rings at 11:15. Okay, I'm going.
What's up, Calvin?
Hey, Phelan Miner.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well.
Doing well.
Cold enough for you? Crazy weather.
How is it up at your end of the woods?
We had spit and snow yesterday.
Spit and snow?
Yeah. Today it's a little warmer, but not much.
Today the snow's melting. Oh, looks like a fight going on here. Oh, look out, look out. Break it up, break it up. Break it up, boy, oh boy. There's going to be...
Has anyone seen my foreign exchange?
And there's rabbits in the pens here. Including a little bitty bunny back here. Cages full of little animals.
Big one, huh? Big one.
We got some equipment that could be found on a farm. Even some equipment that wouldn't necessarily be on a farm, but it's here on display, brought up courtesy of Dragoons. They had to gas up that truck and load all those things and bring them down here. They got to come back and pick them up. So that's a nice little effort there on Dragoon's part to bring that out here to let people see them. Another little pen of calves there. And that's going to wrap it up. That's going to be Hometown Cable's look at the 2007 Northern Adirondack Central School FFA Ag Fair. And this day in mid-March, I believe it's the 18th today. It's a Friday, 2007, and the number 2 finisher in the Brown Swiss category, straight from his movie appearance in Shrek 3. Thanks for watching and for supporting viewer-supported local television, Hometown Cable. Win, lose, or draw, TV worth your support.